Hey everyone, it's Laura from the blog artreallyhouse.com, and today I'm going to show you how to make Citronella bug repellent candles. For this recipe, you really just need some wax and some essential oils and some type of mold to hold your candle. So I am making these into little tea light candles because I find that whenever you're making candles with essential oil, that it takes a lot of essential oil to really get that scent to come off of the wax when you're burning it. So I'm gonna make some little ones so it makes it easier so I don't have to add as many essential oils. And then when I'm outside, I can have a couple of them sitting there around me. So to start off, I'm just going to melt some wax inside of this double boiler. So this is a soy wax and it already comes all broken apart like this. I will link the wax that I got in the description box below. You can also use a beeswax. Now beeswax has a scent to it already, whereas this soy wax doesn't really have much of a scent, or at least I should say less of a scent than the beeswax. So I like to use soy wax for this recipe, but any type of wax will do. So I'm gonna start off by putting this on the stove behind me and getting this to the water in the bottom here to come to a boil, to melt the wax, and then I'm gonna talk about what I have here. On Amazon, I found a tea light candle kit, basically a DIY kit that you can use. It came with these little tea light cups, and it also came with these little miniature wicks. And the wicks actually can fit right in there, so when you pour the wax in, it'll stay right in the middle. And it has a little thing on the bottom, so then it'll stay standing up, which makes it really nice, because then we're not gonna have to worry about tying them off with bamboo skewers or pencils or however else you do it. That's the way I've done it when I make bigger candles. But I also have some of these little silicone molds that I've had on hand just from different things, different DIYs that I've done in the past. And so you can actually make your candles in here as well if you want to. And just like you're going to do with these, you can just stick the wick right in the middle of the molds here, and then pour your wax in, and when they're completely dry, you can actually pop them out of the mold. So either way is fine, but then of course if you do it this way, you're going to need something like a plate or something to burn it on as the wax drips out, or you can even put them inside of a mason jar, whatever works. But I just wanted to show you both options in case you have these on hand, or if you want to purchase these. I find these to be easier because then you don't have to wash anything, you don't have to worry about popping them out, but both ways work really well. As far as the essential oils go, I'm obviously going to be putting in some Citronella essential oil because Citronella is really great at repelling insects, bugs, mosquitoes, different things. But I'm also going to add in a few other oils. Now, if you don't have all the oils here that I'm talking about, you can do a combination of what you do have. Most insects and bugs don't like the smell of essential oils. Even your citrus oils like lemongrass I'm putting in here, or lemon, works well. It's very different from just cutting open a lemon and having it sit outside. Obviously that would attract some bugs with that citrus smell, but the essential oil comes from the peel and it does not have the same scent as the inside fruit does. So here I have the Citronella, I have eucalyptus, peppermint, and lemongrass. I like these four. They work really well for repelling insects and bugs. I actually have a bug spray that I use these in, and also some bug repellent lotion bars that I use these in, and it works really well. So peppermint and eucalyptus work wonders for mosquitoes. I actually find that peppermint and eucalyptus combination works better than Citronella for mosquitoes. So I like to add a little bit of all of these into my wax. Now, like I said earlier, when you have wax and you're burning it, it can take a lot of essential oils to get that scent. So what I'm going to use is 50 drops of essential oil to a half pound of wax. So in there, I have about a half pound of wax. You can eyeball it or you can do it exactly. Now, here's the other thing. As you're making it, you can smell it and kind of decipher on your own if you want to add in more or less oils. And I know I'm going to get this question because I do get it a lot. It really does depend too on the brand that you're using, because some essential oils are more concentrated than other ones. So if you are using a different brand, you may need to add more or less oils in depending on that. But as a rule of thumb, I do about 50 drops of essential oil to a half a pound of wax. Okay, so all the wax is melted. I just removed it from the heat. So while this is cooling slightly, I'm going to go ahead and put my wicks in my candle, my little tea light candle holders, and also my molds here to get ready to pour the wax in. Okay, so my wax is cooled slightly. You want it to be cooled slightly so it doesn't take away any of the benefits of the essential oils, but obviously you don't want it to cool completely because then the wax will harden back up. So I'm gonna do about 12 drops each of my Citronella, peppermint, eucalyptus, and lemongrass essential oil. I'm just going to stir this up. Okay, definitely very strong. It almost burns my eyes when I breathe over that. Probably the peppermint and eucalyptus, but opens up those airways. Now I'm going to just pour my wax into my molds, and I'm going to use a funnel to get them in there because it's kind of hard to pour it in. I've already tried, I spilled it everywhere. So if I put a funnel kind of in the side, not on the wick, and then pour it, it makes it a lot easier to get the wax into the little molds. After you pour your wax in and while it's still wet, you can go ahead and go around and just make sure all of your wicks are in the center and nice and straight. And then we're just going to let these molds sit for probably about an hour because they're small. It won't take long for them to harden up. And then once they're completely hardened, they are ready to go. These little wicks that I got with this candle making kit are very small, and so you don't even have to cut them. But if you have larger wicks, I have these from making some beeswax candles last year for Christmas gifts, then you're gonna want to cut them down. And you want it to be about 1/4 of an inch tall. If they are kind of smoky whenever you first light it, you can cut them down a little bit further. So that's it. Making your own bug repellent Citronella candles is very, very simple. I will link down in my description box a few other of my favorite recipes for summertime. I have a bug spray, I have some sunscreen, I also have an anti-itch balm and things like that for when you're out camping or out and about in the summertime and you get bug bites or you're trying to prevent bugs from biting. I have a lot of recipes for you, so I will link all those down in the description box. If you're new to my channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. I get out new videos every single week on essential oil education, natural remedies, and healthy recipes. Thank you so much for stopping by Aunt Really House.